Hey everybody, I just wanted to jump on real quick and show y'all some things about mastering, possibly Redshelf. If I can kind of get through both of those in one Zoom, that would be great. I'm probably just going to do one Zoom and put it in all of my classes, or either I might do one that's separate for lecture and then one for lab, but I'm not going to do a separate one for each class, just because they take a while and then they take forever to process and whatnot. So y'all know I can't stand seeing my glasses reflections, so I'm gonna take those off. But anyway, so I'm gonna jump on over to Canvas. All right, so this is my lecture. This is my Monday, Wednesday lecture class. But now Tuesday, Thursday, your lecture class will look the same exact way, okay? So you should see home, announcements, modules, my lab mastering, Redshelf, honor lock, grades, Canvas student, quick start guide, and Zoom. You will not see anything past this. Notice these are all hidden to students, so you will see everything from Zoom and above, okay? You need to check announcements often, especially this semester. I honestly just never know what's going to happen. So make sure that you do that, okay? One thing I want to mention to both classes, in my first Zoom, I asked you guys to please not come up to my desk after class is over and ask questions. And this morning I had lots of students that did that. I would ask that if you have a question, just stay in your seat. And as I get, as kind of everybody gets out of the class, then I will let you come up one by one and ask me questions. I am trying to maintain social distancing because I am pregnant and because I have a baby at home already, and then I have parents who are older. They're in the high risk group, and I don't want to risk them getting sick. So please do not come up to my desk and ask me questions, okay? And I don't say that to be ugly. I don't mind y'all doing that. That's typically what my students do, and I don't mind. But with all of this stuff going on, I'm just going to have to ask you guys to just stay in your seat, and I will let you come up, but it's just going to be one at a time so that we can maintain social distancing, and also so that I can hear your questions, because with these masks on, it's hard to hear students talking, okay? So I wanted to remind you of that before I forgot. But as far as Canvas, Canvas is really just, you know, most all your stuff for class is going to be found in modules. And then the only other place would be mastering. Your mastering is found under this button over here that says My Lab and Mastering, okay? Your ebook is found under Redshelf Materials. All right, so first I'm going to walk you through My Lab and Mastering, okay? So you would click here. Now, I am going to, let me move this little menu here out of my way. I'm going to show you guys something. Y'all are going to be very tempted to click this big yellow button. Please do not click that button. It is actually going to take you to the Pearson website, and I don't want you going there. It often will ask you for a course ID if you click that button. It won't mess your stuff up, but it's going to ask you for stuff that I don't give, okay? So what you need to do to access your stuff, and I tell you guys what, I'm going to switch to a student view, so that basically y'all are seeing what you would see instead of what I see. Let's see. Move my face out of the way. Okay, so this is what y'all's view would look like. Okay, so you would see only these buttons over here. Here's your My Lab Mastering button. Again, do not click the big yellow button, even though it's very tempting. Okay, look at it as a caution. Okay. And down here where it says student links, you are only going to click mastering assignments, okay? Now, the very first time that you click on it, you're gonna see this end user license agreement. So you need to scroll all the way down and you need to click accept. Otherwise, it's not gonna let you move any further, okay? Now, here it is going to ask you to either register, create a Pearson account. So this is what you need to do. You need to go back to your course. You need to click on modules. You need to scroll down. And right here where it says mastering instructions required, you need to click that. Now, I'm not actually going to go through all of this because I'm not going to set up an actual account. But what you would do is you would now go back and create your account, okay? You would want to click create, fill in your information here, okay? I would try to use my school email address, and if it says that you already have an account, if you know your stuff, that's fine. You can log it in under the same account, the same email address. But once you fill all that out, this will turn blue, I think, and then you can click create account, okay? I'm gonna go back because, like I said, I don't want to be right there. My internet's not working too great today. What's going on here? Okay, let me get back to this, okay? Lab mastering, assignments. Okay, so you want to create a Pearson account. Once you get that created and you come back to here, instead of asking you this stuff, it is actually on the left-hand side going to say access code. And then on this side, it's going to say, I think, buy access. You do not want to buy access, okay? You have an access code through Redshelf, okay? Like I said, I can't show you the whole student, experience because I would have to create an account and I don't have that many email addresses. But when it asks you for an access code, then what you want to do is go back to your course. You want to go to Redshelf. Okay, it may be because I'm doing a student view and I'm not actually a student that is doing that. So what I'm going to do is leave student view so that y'all can see the Redshelf because it works. I just was doing it earlier. So you click on Redshelf. Now, you would want to find your section. So y'all are section 5B, which is this section right here. Okay, so this would be you guys if you're my Monday, Wednesday class. You want to click View Course Materials. Now, the ebook itself is right here at the top. And then if you scroll down, it says Acquire Code. You want to click this green button. Then you want to highlight this. And then you can hit Control-C on your computer or copy it if you know how to do it on your computer. Then you want to go back to your My Lab and Mastering. And it is going to then ask you for the access code, and then you would put the access, you would just hit Control-V to paste that access code into the blanks. And then once you paste that access code, click Submit, and then that will give you access to Mastering for lecture, okay? Notice, this is your lecture class, and so the code that comes from here is only for lecture, okay? Now, once you get that code in, when you come back to Mastering assignments, then all of your assignments should pop up like this, okay? I already have all of them listed for the whole semester. I already have their due dates there, so you should be able to see all that, okay? All right, so that is how you register for Mastering. And then as far as Redshelf, I basically showed you kind of how to use it. But again, look for your actual course, click on View Course Materials. Your actual ebook is up here, it's this one, and so you could just click Start Reading, and that is how you would access that. You can print stuff from the book. I think it only lets you print 20%. That may be at a time. Like you can't just print the whole book right now. Offline access actually gives you the ability to download some of your chapters. And then that allows you, like if you don't have internet, or if you live in a terrible spot where you don't have internet, or your phone doesn't work, or whatever, you can actually, while you're on campus, download the chapters you think you'll need to read for the night. And once you download those, they are available offline, meaning you won't have to have internet if you need to read that stuff, and you know that you're not going to have service. So it only allows you to download so much of the book at a time, and then I think it'll make you kind of clear that out each time you get ready to download more. Okay. I don't know, rule of thumb for myself, I would download what chapters we're working on, and then when I'm done with those chapters, clear those out, download my next chapters. And then that way, if I am ever anywhere where it's not working, then I have access to it if I need it. Even if I don't use it, then I still have access if I do decide to use it. Okay. Now, the only time that you will use this down here is to get this access code, enter it in mastering, and then you're done with this down here. Okay. The only thing you'll use after that is this up here. It's your ebook. After that, to access mastering, you will simply go to your My Lab and Mastering button. You will scroll and click on Mastering Assignments, and you will do these assignments. Okay, that is all you are required to do for lecture. Mastering has some other student links. This is just kind of like your grade book for mastering. And then it has a study area. The study area is the other part that you might be interested in. It has some games, some animations, videos, and things for you guys to watch if you choose to. I don't assign that stuff. The only time I think I assign you something where you may want to use that will be for muscles. And that's really more for practice before you do your homework assignment. Okay. So, but like I said, the only really two things that you are going to use probably here are assignments for sure, because those are required. And then study area is optional if you want to use it. Okay. Now, as far as Honor Lock is our new proctoring system. And it's actually pretty cool. We've never used it before, so I'm hoping it works as good as they say that it does. If you've used ProctorU in the past, if you're a past MCC student, we had a lot of trouble with it. And with ProctorU, you had to have an appointment, typically well in advance, to make sure you actually got a time slot. And so with HonorLock though, I can be sitting here studying. I get done studying and I say, you know what, I think I'm ready to take my test now. I need to get it out of the way. I got to work tomorrow. My kids have, soccer or whatever it is going on. And so you just decide at that moment you want to take your test. With HonorLock, you can do that. You can do that with ProctorU. So with HonorLock, it actually uses artificial intelligence to proctor your test, and it will be based on the guidelines that I set for your test. And so if the computer feels like you are being dishonest in any way, academic dishonesty, then it is going to flag you, and it will actually then flag a person to pop in on your test. That person will then look at your computer screen. They will see, okay, yeah, they're still following the guidelines. It's just the computer picked up on something. If they determine that everything's fine and you're okay, then they'll let you continue your test. If they see that you were cheating, then it is actually going to shut your test down. Okay, they will shut your test down, and they will let me know. But for this semester, HonorLock is going to be free. I think after this semester, students will have to pay, but from what I understand, it'll be like it won't be pay per test. you'll pay a one-time fee, and I think it's good for like a year. So anytime you use proctoring for a year after you pay, then I think it should be good. That was my understanding, at least in our meeting last Friday. Obviously, your grades are right here. Lots of students like to go there and try to keep up with what they have due and all that stuff. I would suggest you stick to using modules, and if you want to go look and see what you made on something, then that's totally fine. But for some of this stuff, I have to update dates and whatnot as we go. So it may tell you you have something due tomorrow when in actuality it may not be due for 2 or 3 weeks. So that's why I don't really like you looking at grades. I prefer that you look at modules. Also, I know like when you're on your dashboard, on the right hand side of your screen over here, it often gives you a to-do list. And that's great, but again, some of those dates are not always accurate because they haven't been updated yet. And like I said, with the pod quizzes and whatnot, I actually update those as we go, because I don't always know when we're going to take those. I base those off of when we finish chapters, and so those dates change. I can typically guess when they're going to be, and I try to stick close to those dates, but sometimes we get a little bit behind, sometimes we get a little bit ahead. And so I alter those dates based on that. Canvas Student Quick Start Guide. If you're having trouble using Canvas, if you have questions about Canvas or different things about how it works, you can go to that guide, and it will give you information galore. And then Zoom, I've actually never used this Zoom. I actually have the one that's downloaded to my actual computer. But I think we can use that one as well. I stuck it on here in case students needed it. But just remember, I can Zoom with you. If you feel like you need a face-to-face meeting, if you need me to explain something, maybe you didn't quite catch it in class or whatever, we can do that. A couple other things, just make sure you use Canvas Inbox to message me. Right here. You can also text me on the number I gave. It's in announcements. It's also in your first day handout. And then my email address is also on your first day handout. I would ask that you please not message me on all of them. I check all of them throughout the day. Okay, so I will eventually get your message, whichever one it's on. And if I'm in class, no matter which one you message me on, I'm not going to get it until I'm done with class. So I just wanted to make sure that you're aware of that. Just you just only have to message me on one, and then I promise I'll get back to you. Okay. If y'all have any questions about anything, please let me know. Hopefully the MyLab Mastering kind of helped you. For those who have not, I know some of y'all have already set yours up because you've done mastering before and you kind of knew what to do, and that's totally fine. But we do have a lot of new students, and they had not used mastering and they weren't sure how to do all that stuff. So hopefully that helps. I hate that I can't walk you through every single step, but as a teacher, I'm not given an account in which I can show you guys all of the different aspects. The only way I could do that would be as if I actually had a new student who had not done this before log in. So, but like I said, once you get started on that, you can go to your modules and then go to your mastering instructions required. And I may actually go back on here. If some of y'all are having trouble after you click the agreement and creating your account and all that stuff, I may go back in here and post what I used to have in here, because that may help you. I took it out, but that I'm looking and seeing that y'all may actually need that. So from what my screen looks like right now, that might change if I see that y'all actually needed that information. I think at one time we were able to take it out. But it looks like it's asking you for that stuff now. So right up under number 5. Some of that stuff may change a little bit, but pretty much the steps are what I showed you. Once you go to Redshelf, you copy your code, you go back to Canvas, click on Mastering, and where it asks you for the access code, then you just paste that code in there and click Submit. Okay. I think that's pretty much all. I would suggest you start practicing using your ebook. I know a lot of students are not fond of ebooks, but they do have their pluses. You can actually highlight in this book. You can take notes in this book. You can even print from this book. So it does have a lot of cool features, but you will have an open book test come test 6, and I think I have it due November 16th, maybe, somewhere up in there. And that's for both classes. Both of y'all's but test 6 is due the same day. And it covers chapters 5, 14, and 15. But this would be where you would want to access that information for that test. So again, if y'all have questions, please let me know. And then I will get back to you as soon as I can. If I have, probably if I have a lot of the same question, I will probably do another Zoom. That's just easier, and it's also easier than taking up class time. I was actually going to show my Monday, Wednesday class today in class how to do some of this stuff. However, the computer in McCain did not have Google Chrome, and it won't let you on Canvas unless you have Google Chrome. So I have requested Google Chrome be added to that computer Tuesday, Thursday class. I doubt they get to it before tomorrow. So that was another reason I wanted to do this Zoom as well. Sometimes I'll be able to kind of go over stuff with you guys in class, but sometimes it's hard for me to remember to do it in both sections. So I may start doing Zooms for stuff, especially if lots of students have the same questions. And if there's ever any content that y'all need me to go back over, maybe just a little section that you don't understand, let me know that. And I can do a Zoom just for you, and we can Zoom together face to face. That way you can ask me questions. And if not, I could do a Zoom like this where I just post it, going back over the information. And then if you still have questions, then we would probably want to do a face-to-face Zoom between the two of us so that we can do that. Now, I will also say this. If some of you guys are going to be studying in groups, I know I have athletes, I know I have friends, I know I have family members that are all taking sometimes take the same classes. So if you have a group that has the same questions, or you need me to go over something, we can do a Zoom where all of y'all can patch in and we can go over the same information. Okay. So y'all just kind of let me know what you need when you need it. If you don't ask me questions, then I assume that you know it and that you don't need to ask questions. So again, if you have questions, please ask me. I look forward to seeing you guys Tuesday, Thursday. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and Monday, Wednesday, I'll see you guys on Monday. Y'all have a great weekend.